Hello, my name is Nate. I am not lame. I'm actually very physically able. I recently got a lot of subscribers, like about 40,000 or so. I just decided to do like one of those superficial Q&A videos. So I asked you guys to ask me a couple questions, and I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to answer all of them. If your question is not answered, that sucks. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna read a couple from Twitter. First off, Anathema Boy asks, what made you decide to create content for an audience of all age ranges? So like, why are your videos PG rated? That's a really good question. The reason is because my grandma watches my videos, and if my grandma hears me swearing, she's gonna kick my butt. Also, it's nice to be able to reach out to larger audiences and whatnot. Also, I don't really have to worry about monetization being taken away. Okay, Mia asks, have you ever been to an MCR concert? I don't know, man. Do you think I have? Danny is sad asks, here's a political question, you queer-tastic gaylord. Who do you want to run for president in 2020? Alright, so I am super progressive. If you follow me on any of my socials, I'm very sorry for my conservative viewers. I'm a very big fan of Bernie Sanders. I think that if Elizabeth Warren was president and then Bernie Sanders was vice president, so not only would we have the first female president, but she'd also be super awesome. And not to mention Bernie Sanders is still like super powerful. So I mean, I think they'd get a lot done. I think that'd be really cool. Fun fact, I've actually shaken Bernie Sanders' hand. He's a really cool guy. Nate is cool. Oh, thank you. Asks, what's your favorite video of yours? My favorite video is actually the haunted hotel one, because like I poured my heart and soul into that, and I think that's actually a really cool story. Another one of my favorites is the freshman year survival guide. I feel like that one was just a lot of fun to make. That one is a lot of fun to watch because there's so much that goes on. There's a lot of ridiculous scenarios that are explored. Not to mention, I think it's really helpful. Arding Donut asks, who's a person you looked up to when you were 10 versus now? When I was a kid, I watched a lot of Swoozy on YouTube. He was like the first YouTuber that I ever really liked watching, and I thought he was really cool. I liked how he told stories, and he was also really inspirational as well because he like went after his goals, and that really inspired me to do the same. So now a person that I really look up to is actually a man named Derek Zanetti. Derek Zanetti, he wrote and recorded the When I Die poem that I did an animatic on. Derek Zanetti is the vocalist for the Homeless Gospel Choir. I met him in Boise when he came to town, and he blew me away. Listen to his music because he has a lot to say about our community. He has a lot to say about the government. He has a lot to say about life and existentialism in general, and I think he's a really great role model. Brookie Bergasma asks, what are your thoughts on K-pop, Nader Tater? Oh my goodness, I have a lot of fans who are K-pop fans. Hi guys, what's up? I don't really know a whole lot about K-pop, but what I do know, I learned from like Fine Bros videos and stuff like that, and I don't really like how competitive it is. Like, the bands don't exist to just be bands. They exist to compete, they exist to win money, they exist to earn fame, and that just feels really impure and plastic and superficial to me, so I guess I'm not really a very big fan of the K-pop culture. I haven't really heard enough of their music to make a statement on whether the music itself is good or not. I just don't like the environment that the artists are being brought up in. Salvamos asks, do you plan on going to college? That's also a really good question I've been asking myself. College is kind of like a plan B. I really want to invest a lot of my time into YouTube because I feel like I have a pretty good thing going here and I'm making an okay amount of money, and if I just break the certain barrier, I'll be able to move out and support myself drawing stick figures, and I think that's awesome. I have a better opportunity than most people, so I'd be dumb to not take it. I'd also like to point out this is not a cold sore, this is a zit. I'm 18. Hi guys. King Tater Tot 1 asks, do you plan on staying in Idaho for the foreseeable future, whether it's for college or to use as a starting platform for your music? I plan on staying rooted in Idaho for a very, 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 very long time. I really like Idaho. I like that it's small enough and it's growing, so essentially I'm in on the ground floor, and I'd be a little bit silly to not capitalize on the fact that it hasn't really blown up yet, because Idaho has a really great community that's just waiting to explode, and I feel like if I stick around and I really invest in it, I think it'll turn into something special. Arding Donut again asks, what's your favorite thing about having a YouTube channel, plus any advice for people who want to start doing it? My favorite thing about having a YouTube channel, whenever I'm babysitting a kid and I just look over at them and I'm like, hey, who's your favorite YouTuber? And they'll be like, oh, I like this person, this person, this person. I'm like, yeah? I'm a YouTuber, buddy. And they'll be like, no, you're not. And I'll be like, guess how many subscribers I have? They'll be like, 500. And I'll be like, no, I have over 2,000. They're like, what? And I'm like, just kidding. I have over 10,000. Like, what? And then I'm like, I'm just kidding. I have over 40,000 subscribers. Like, they lose their mind. I think that's a really cool weapon to just pull out at random times. I mean, I guess it is kind of bragging a little bit. It's just about how you use it. Impressing 6-year-olds, I think it's okay. Just pulling out at dinner tables to be a jerk, let's not. My advice for people who want to start doing it, start it for the right reasons. If you're going into it to make money and be famous, everyone's gonna see it. We see right through you. You're not gonna have a very good audience. Make sure that what you post is good. Make sure that people can sit through it. Also, I really recommend watching the video creators channel. I watch them a lot. I think that they are wonderful. I think they're doing a great thing. They are actually linked in the description. I think you should go watch them. Subscribe if you're actually interested in starting a YouTube channel. Snecklump asks, Hogwarts house. I am a Gryffindor. 100% Gryffindor pride. I used to be a Ravenclaw. Not anymore. Mikhail Martinsky asks, favorite movie of all time. My favorite movie ever is actually Fight Club. I used to like take it legit when I was 13, watching like, yeah, this is so cool, man. Tyler Durden's a really cool guy. And now when I watch it, I'm like, you know, this is actually pretty scathing criticism on toxic masculinity and the dangers of anarchy and just hyper-libertarianism, as you can obviously see. You know, so like my enjoyment of it kind of changed. Like back when I was edgy, I was like, this is really cool. And then once I got a little bit smarter, I'm like, this is actually pretty dumb, but I love it because it knows that it's over the top and silly. Also, the plot twist at the end is legendary. Aiden Price 17 asks, when writing a song, do you start with the lyrics or the music? I'm just sitting in class or something like that, and then like a stanza just appears in my head. You know, it could be like an entire chorus or something. It's just part of a song with lyrics and everything just pop out of nowhere. And then I sit down with it and then I'm like, okay, what can I do with this? And so I kind of just start with that and I build from there, if that makes any sense. Comic Book Jacob asks, how do you feel about people calling you an Odd Ones Out ripoff? It's like every week I get a comment that says, hey, you're an Odd Ones Out ripoff. And I'm like, shut up. I think that calling someone an Odd Ones Out ripoff kind of erases their identity. Like, I don't really need to go into detail how I'm different from the Odd Ones Out. No shade to James at all. I think James is an awesome guy. I think I try to go for a more genuine approach. I feel like that really erases someone's identity to just call them a copy of somebody. That just completely disregards a lot of the stuff that they do. I am very music oriented. I am very goal oriented. I try to be very inspirational. I try to be darker than the Odd Ones Out, if that makes any sense. I want to cover topics that the Odd Ones Out doesn't cover. Not quite tabs where it's like just edgy for the sake of being edgy. No shade to tabs either. Fart Salad Vivo asks, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is John C. Took a little break for dinner. I don't know about you, but Minute Maid Light, like the 5-calorie stuff, is better than the regular stuff full of sugar. It just tastes like the stuff you buy at the fair. Minute Maid Light is really good. If I ever open up a P.O. box, I want everyone to send me Minute Maid Light. Just boxes and boxes of Minute Maid Light. All right, so now we're going to be looking over the YouTube comment questions. HB13 asks, if you had to make a super band, who would be in it? All right, so on guitar and vocals, I would have Scooter Abraham from King and Queen of the Losers. On bass and vocals, I would have Kiwi Abraham from King and Queen of the Losers. On drums, I would have Kahanse Kun from King and Queen of the Losers. And also on guitar, I would have Casey What's His Last Name from King and Queen of the Losers. I would be on keyboard sometimes for certain shows. Essentially, my supergroup would just be King and Queen of the Losers. Campbell Goforth asks, will ST Demon Seed ever get back together? Did Trey, Zach, and Nate all get into a fist fight? You forgot Scooter. Who won? ST Demon Seed is kind of like the sort of Gryffindor. It only appears when you need it. Because if they were just playing shows like every weekend, they wouldn't be cool, you know? I want that band to only play shows where we can really make a message, you know? Even though we don't really sound all that great, even though we need a lot more practice underneath our belts, that band will very, very, very seldom play shows. But yeah, ST Demon Seed is not 100% done. I can tell you that much. It'll be a very long while before you hear from them again, but you will hear from them again. Also, yes, we did get into a fist fight afterwards. There was no real motive why. We just decided to do so because every band needs to break up with a good fist fight. It was for the memes. There was no real beef between us. Trey did, in fact, die in process. I picked up a cinder block and I crushed his face, and it was very disgusting. His mother was watching from the parking lot and she came rushing over in high heels and she was just screaming hysterically. It was horrible. So you could say everybody won except for Trey. Jake the Baller asks, how do you feel about heavy metal? And then he mentions Metallica. I'm sorry, Jake the Baller. I hate heavy metal. The vocalist who sounds like he's choking on marbles, like he's trying to do a Batman impersonation. He's like, there's a reason they call it butt rock, is because it sucks. You can thumb down this video if you want. Diego Tap asks, opinions on Little Peep, rest in peace. My opinions on Little Peep, Who the heck samples Modest Mouse for their hip-hop project? I really like Lil Peep. I was trying to learn all of his lyrics so I'd be able to see him live someday, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be such a good show. And then he overdoses and he dies. My best friend took it really hard. He like got a crybaby tattoo and stuff. I was just really bummed out. It's kind of like a joke at my school. Hey guys, you don't want to know what sucks? Lil Peep's death. Yeah. Which band fandom is the worst? Melanie Martinez's fandom, what's left of it, is horrible. You guys know she raped someone, right? Unspeakable Films asks, what are your favorite cartoons? Oh my god, I finished Gravity Falls last week, and that was remarkable. I think they should have saved the finale for like a 4th season, if anything. Shut up, computer. Oh my god, my Switch is like... Stop. Other cartoons I really like, Over the Garden Wall. I actually bought the $40 art book. I've never purchased an art book before. The art direction in that show was so remarkable. Like, that was the first time that an art direction in a kid's show has ever, like, blown me away besides Coraline. I need to get the art book for Coraline, too. I have a secret project coming up this fall, and I'm really going to be referring to Over the Garden Wall for, like, reference. Fujifadefevel asks, what's your opinion on the Logan Paul situation in Japan? I think that Logan Paul is just a really good role model. I think that what he did is just totally being blown out of proportion. Like, so what if he totally capitalized on some innocent man's suicide and exploited it for views and money? Self-serving apology first, and then his dad comes out and acts like a total bully. I think that Logan Paul is just misunderstood. I think that he has a heart of gold and he's a really genuine person. I think that he puts out some very good content. Oh my god, it's killing me to say this. Of course he's bad. Does anyone over the age of 12 think that what he did was okay? Nobody thinks it's okay. It's not even controversial. What Logan Paul did was disgusting and bad, and it's kind of a dead horse at this point. Denise Guadarrama, did I pronounce that correctly, Denise? Asks, what is currently your go-to music playlist? So every year since middle school, I have done an annual playlist on Spotify. So let's just say I'm like driving in someone's car and a song comes on and I'm like, whoa, that's good. I put it in the annual playlist. If there's a song that comes over and over on the radio that I kind of like, let's just say I have my first kiss with somebody and there's a song playing in the store overhead, I add that song to the playlist. Any song that meant anything to me that year is thrown into that playlist, so at the end of the year I have something to reflect on. Right now my go-to playlist is my 2017-2018 school year playlist, because those are all the songs I've been listening to as of recently. You can find them all on my Spotify playlists. Link is down below. Kevin316 asks, what is the worst band to ever exist? I'm gonna get some hate for this. I hate Primus. It seems like every other day I get a comment saying, oh yeah, you think your record collection's cool? Well, I have Primus in mine. I'm like, Primus sucks. They're technically really good at their instruments, but I don't listen to music as like a talent showcase. I listen to music for thematic reasons. I listen to music for atmosphere. Primus is just, I don't know, it feels kind of brainless. It's a mix of honky tonk, heavy metal, and just this really weird bass heavy stuff that people are into. And I'm not talking like dubstep bass. I'm talking like bass guitar kind of stuff. And I'm like, calm down. Speaking of bass heavy music, I can't stand the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers with a fiery burning passion. It's a joke with my friends how much I hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers. If we're driving in someone's car and the Red Hot Chili Peppers come on, I like open up a door. Like as we're on the freeway, I'm like, I'm gonna throw myself out of this car. Like, hey, no! You think this is a joke, but it's not a joke, I promise you. I'm filming this while I'm sick. By the way, I got a pretty sick McCafferty t-shirt. It's pretty cool. It's ripping though, so that sucks. I'll be right back. Lizard asks, have you read The Milk Fic? Yeah, actually, my mom used to read it to me as a bedtime story. It's a classic in my household. Less Than William asks, what do you think the meaning of life, the universe, everything, guacamole, and all music? Let me tell you something, William. You are just here to fuel the laugh track that exists behind the curtains of the cosmos to take pleasure in your confusion and despair. There is no purpose. We're just here to make somebody laugh. Faith Larson asks, what is your MBTI personality type? I am an ENTP, so that essentially means that I really suck at parties because I like to argue with everybody because I think I'm smarter. I have a raging ego. I'm very loud. I like to get in people's faces a bit. I'm not very shy. I think that ENTP is the coolest personality type to be, probably because I'm one of them and I'm speaking from experience. Alright, so on Instagram, we have Flip the Page, who asks, what is Frank Iero like? I've met Frank Iero a few times. I think that he's really chill. I know that's like a really overused word, but he's got like this cool sense about him. Like he could be surrounded by a ton of screaming teenage girls and he's still like, yeah, what's up? Hey, how's it going, guys? He's very genuine. He doesn't take crap, to be honest. Like I've seen videos of, girls like, oh my God, will you kiss my forehead? And he'll just look at you and say no.
Can you please tell him you love him?
Well, I don't really know him, so that doesn't mean much. Nah, that's weird.
And I think it's so cool that he has that amount of self-respect where he doesn't take crap. If you're going over there hoping that he's gonna like fulfill your fangirl fantasies, that's not what he's there to do. He's there to play music that he wrote, that he poured his heart and soul into, and you dehumanizing him like that is not cool. Ilanka X asks, what's your favorite, tea or do you prefer coffee? Coffee can suck a flat butt. Tea is the best. With coffee, there's only so much you can do, you know? Like, here's coffee, here's slightly less disgusting coffee, here's coffee with chocolate, here's coffee with mint. At the end of the day, it's coffee. But with tea, you have like a wide world of different possibilities. Plus, it does still have caffeine, so if you drink coffee for caffeine, you can get the exact same thing but better with tea. Hippie HNXHXXH, do you watch any anime? If so, which ones? I used to be the biggest weeaboo in my middle school. I think the Full Metal Alchemist series is really good to get started with if you're new to anime. I like Durarara. I just got finished watching Erased and that was wonderful. It's like really nostalgic too. Oh my God. Psycho Pass is so good. Seriously, watch Psycho Pass. Attack on Titan is pretty good. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one. This is one I don't ever hear anybody talk about. It's called Monster. It's really good. I think that Monster is incredible and it has the best anime villain I've ever seen. Ever. Maya McCarthy asks, what is your favorite concert you've ever been to? I went to go see the Homeless Gospel Choir and Frank Iero and the Celebration in a cafe. It was really tight. It was very personal. Frank Iero missed his last Boise date, so he like went in the middle of the room and just did a straight acoustic act for like the last 10 minutes. It was just him and a guitar and a drum. There were no microphones, there were no speakers or anything. It was just him. It was really special. I got to hang out with Derek Zanetti. That was awesome. Sophia Skip 15 Letters asks, what instruments can you play and when did you learn them? The first instrument I kind of picked up was piano. Like I just I would just play it and heard what sounded good. Like I can make stuff up on the piano. I can like write songs on the piano, but I'm no Mozart. Ukulele was the first instrument that I really got into. I got it for Christmas one year and I just went into the other room while everyone else was like watching movies, playing video games. And I would be like, okay, so this is C, this is an F, A minor, G, and then I just played those 4 chords like forever. And then eventually I was like, and then I learned all the chords. Guitar, I suck at guitar. I really do. You can watch the talent show video. I have no idea how to hold a pick. I have no idea how to hold my fingers. Everybody made fun of me during practices for SD Demon C because I had no idea how to play guitar, and they were right to do so. Bass guitar, I'm pretty okay at. I mean I can hold on my own. Fix Your Films asks, what's a song you really want to do a cover of, and what's the best song you've ever done a cover of? A song that I really want to cover is Feelin' Whitney by Post Malone. I heard that for the first time with my best friend, and I thought it was a gorgeous, incredible, remarkable song. The best song I've ever done a cover of is A Decade Under the Influence by Taking Back Sunday. I did it with my last band, Cadus, and that was my favorite song that we would cover because the song itself is just so full of energy. There's a lot of different vibes and feelings that it goes through. You get a lot of different vibes from the audience. It's just incredible. I love playing A Decade Under the Influence live. It's amazing. Raya Wombat asks, opinion of pineapple on pizza. It's simple. Pineapple doesn't go on pizza, and anyone who thinks it does are wrong. Floff Animator, good channel by the way, asks, if you were to join any band in the world, which one would you stick with? I would join Frank Iero and The Celebration, not The Patience, because they just have so much raw energy. Like we have a lot of similar influences and stuff. When I write a song, I need to like stop myself from making it sound just like Frank Iero and The Celebration, you know? So I think I would fit in really well with them. I have no idea what I would do, but it'd be super fun. Procrastinating Lime asks, what's your opinion on bands and musicians changing their style? Bring Me the Horizon? I'm sorry. They sucked at deathcore, but what they were really good at was alternative rock. So I think they found their strengths and they changed their style to be better. They're the only exception who can do a complete 180 and still be really good. Suicide Silence. They took what they were really good at, which was deathcore, and then they completely changed that around and got rid of that whole thing and put out one of the worst albums I've ever heard was their self-titled. don't do that. It's about knowing your strengths. As long as the music that you're putting out is good and there's something to tie it back to the brand name that you've already established, I think you're okay. I saw 3 questions that kept coming up. Lots of people were asking how to deal with depression, anxiety, etc. To be fair, those are extremely personal and really specific illnesses that don't have a straight answer to. Some things work for some people, some things work for other people. And if it was as easy as take this pill and it's done, nobody would have depression anymore. This is so cliched, but it's super true. It's about finding out what you're good at. It's about finding out what you enjoy doing and doing those things. Because at the end of the day, the universe is super absurd and nothing really matters anyway. You gotta find a way to distract yourself. Also, drugs and alcohol only make it worse, so don't do that. A lot of people also asked top 5 albums of all time. It's really easy. My number 1 album is Regional at Best by 21 Pilots. My number 2 is Commit This to Memory by Motion City Soundtrack. My number 3 is Stomach Aches by Frank Iero and the Celebration. Number 4 is We Were Dead Before the Ship Even Sank by Modest Mouse. And number 5 is Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper. I think he's incredible. So now for my top 5 artists of all time. 21 Pilots is number 1. Obviously, I'm very sorry. Number 2 is Frank Iero and the Celebration. I didn't really like The Patience as much, I'm sorry. My number 3 artist is The Front Bottoms. Number 4 is Modern Baseball. Number 5 is Heccra. You've never heard of Heccra. I'm gonna make a video next week and I'm gonna talk about Heccra a little bit. You need to listen to Heccra. And finally, the question I got the most was, why did I start YouTube to begin with? Swoozie is a huge influence on me. I think that Swoozie's early stuff was remarkable. I really modeled myself after him. I tried to make goals and meet them and live a really fulfilling life like Swoozie did. In the process, I kind of wanted to do YouTube as well. I started a blog talking about my life experiences and that kind of thing. I just tried to live my life so it was something worth talking about. And in the process of doing that, I kind of forgot all about YouTube to begin with. I just caught up in doing neat stuff. And so last summer, I was like, you know, it'd be fun if I started YouTube. So I did that, and turns out it was a lot of fun. And I found out I can make money doing this. And then I found out that there's a lot of people who actually enjoy doing this. Over 40,000. Anyway, I hope that tides you over for a little bit. My name is Nate is Lame. Thank you so much for 40,000 subscribers. That really means a lot. If you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed. I need to tell you to subscribe. Cool. Peace. Love. Stay spicy. Buy my merch. That's actually really good marketing. I think that's really funny. All right, I'm gonna kill this video.